Hey, how's it going? In a few weeks, a new Halloween movie will be hitting theaters. That's why today I'll tell you the story of the new sequel. Well, the newest sequel. I mean, it's like the sequel for the original, but not for the rest of the sequels. Why? Because everything is a mess in this franchise. So let me explain. We have the 1978 original Halloween movie. As a quick reminder, in this one we follow the story of Michael Myers, who at age 6 killed his older sister with a knife. Michael is taken to a mental institution where he lives for 15 years, but during a trip to court, he escapes stealing a car that he learned to drive somehow, I guess, and visits his old house. There he sees Laurie Strode, a high schooler, and for some reason he decides to stalk her and why not, kill a bunch of people in the process. And yeah, oh my god, does Michael love killing. Anyway, by the end of the movie, Dr. Loomis, who worked at the mental institution where he was held, shoots Michael, and that's where the movie ends, basically. Now, Halloween 2018 is a direct sequel to the original 1978 movie. They probably took that decision because, honestly, the whole thing was getting a little bit crazy. Using psychic powers and making the killer almost immortal, which is not possible, he's supposedly just a regular human being. Yeah, I mean, he's bulky, but that doesn't give him the power to survive multiple shootings, explosions, and fire. Or does it? Okay, before we begin, tell me what's your favorite Halloween movie? And now that you are in that area full of buttons and things, just remember to subscribe if you like my content. It helps a lot the channel, so it's really meaningful. Okay, that's it, so let's go. The new Halloween begins with two journalists visiting Michael at another mental institution. So yes, he survived the first movie, but that's obvious. How would you have a Halloween movie without Michael Myers? That's nuts. Well, if you're curious, you can actually check Halloween 3, a Halloween movie without Michael. Yeah, I know, lame. The journalists are there in search of new content for a podcast episode, and they bring the mask the killer used when he was young, and wow, are these the most professional journalists I've ever seen.
Say something!
After the credits, they visit Laurie, who lives in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by cameras and a fence. Laurie's not quite talkative, so they decide on a different strategy.
How does $3,000 sound?
Whoa, you're making a podcast and you have $3,000 to pay. My god, I should totally quit YouTube. Hello, Spotify. The investigators bring up a bunch of personal moments from Laurie's life, not just about what happened with Michael, but how it presumably affected her life. They say Laurie's daughter was taken by the state when she was 12, and then ask her to talk to Michael. The fuck is that? As I said, real professionals here. She dismisses them, and then we move to Laurie's daughter, Karen, who's actually doing pretty well. She's married, has a daughter, a beautiful house, but she has a mouse or something, so I guess the whole family's doomed, right? By the way, Karen's daughter, Allison, reveals an important piece of information, that Laurie isn't the sister of Michael Myers, as it was previously established at some point during the franchise. Laurie visits her granddaughter at school and gives her the money she got from the interview. Whoa, that's a nice gift. And look at Laurie shooting and loading guns, badass. Michael is now being transferred. Laurie sees the boss leaving the mental hospital but doesn't follow the vehicle. Instead, she joins the rest of the family who's at a restaurant having dinner with Allison's boyfriend Cameron. Laurie takes a gulp of wine and cries, getting out of the place followed by her granddaughter. She leaves for the next scene when Karen tells Allison how she spent her childhood learning how to fight and setting up traps. Well, we'll see if that pays off later. I want to see some skills when you fight a killer, even though she says she's been trying to forget all that, so I don't know how the whole thing will go. Then a parent and a son find patients in the middle of the road. Something happened with the bus, but it's unclear what it was. And no, we won't find out later. They both try to figure out what happened and if anyone needs help. So sad, as the parent never comes back to his son, and when this one goes to check on his old man, accidentally shoots Michael's doctor and later is killed by Michael Myers himself. A police officer arrives at the scene hours later, finding the doctor still alive, so he takes him to the hospital. Meanwhile, Michael Myers visits his sister's tombstone at the same time that the journalists do. They then stop at the gas station where the woman decides to go number 2. The killer joins her by throwing some teeth full of blood from 2 previous victims and then proceeds to attack her. She screams and her partner tries to attack Michael, but he is simply no match for this monster. The man ends up badly injured and the woman is killed mildly off screen. Laurie then hears on the news about the bus full of patients. She pays a visit to her daughter, not able to explain the killer is on the loose. Karen is just worried about loving the world and that everything is nice, not about a serial killer. Michael goes back to his old neighborhood, killing 2 random women. The first one actually had a baby and I was like, whoa, are you seriously gonna do that? But Michael doesn't hurt it, so thank you. That was nice. Also, just in case you missed it, that day is Halloween, but again, that's very obvious because the movie's called Halloween. Duh! So Allison and Cameron are at the school party. She gets a call from her bestie Vicky, inviting Allison to come over as...
And he's gonna bring the, the Alakazam, if you know what I mean.
Vicky's actually babysitting a kid. So are they planning to do drugs there? I'm not sure that's the most responsible thing, but... okay. Allison then finds Cameron kissing another girl. Cameron tries to downplay the whole thing, and when that doesn't work, he takes her phone and throws it here. Oh, he's such a loser. Dave, Vicky's boyfriend, arrives first with some Alakazam. They start making out, but then the kid in the house says he's seen a man inside. Vicky doesn't believe him, so she personally checks the kid's room, but that's a mistake because Michael is in the closet. The kid escapes, but Vicky sleeps, and that's basically the end for her. Dave hears the screams and takes a knife, but he's killed off screen. The police get a domestic disturbance call, I guess from the kid, so Deputy Hawkins gets to the house more or less at the same time that Laurie does, as she hears about that on the radio. Laurie sees Michael through a window and shoots, but it was just a mirror. The killer goes outside and Laurie manages to shoot him once, but you know Michael, that's just like a scratch. She then bumps into Hawkins. They 2 know each other from the first movie, so no problemo. Michael's doctor, Rambir, gets to the place too with the police, and Hawkins takes him to search for the monster. Eventually, Laurie gets to her daughter's house, now with a bunch of officers. So Karen, I think it's a good time for you to listen to your mom. Allison, meanwhile, is trying to go to Vicky's with a friend, but they have a discussion when he tries to kiss her, and then Michael is there for some reason, killing the boy, and also letting Allison know he's after her for... I don't know why, sorry, I didn't get it. The girl knocks a bunch of doors and she's safe now. It's even Deputy Hawkins who will bring her home along with Dr. Rambir. So yeah, nice, safe for now. Oh, but the script works in mysterious ways, because they come across Michael a few moments later. Hawkins freaking hits Michael with a car and then checks if the killer is dead. That never works out very well, but anyway. In an interesting plot twist, Dr. Rambir stabs Hawkins, killing him, and then proceeds to take Michael's mask, puts the thing on, and then takes Michael to the backseat of the patrol car next to Allison, saying the next step is to take Michael to Laurie so he can witness what happens, hoping to understand the motivation behind Michael's killing spree. Michael wakes up and kills Dr. Rambir, getting out of the police car. That's how Allison is able to escape. He also kills 2 officers who were nearby, but that happens off screen, and the aftermath is probably too graphic for YouTube. I don't know, but I won't take the risk. Laurie, Karen, and her husband are at Laurie's house. The man approaches a police vehicle outside, but it's a trap, and he's dead. Laurie and her daughter get ready to fight. Laurie gets caught by Michael, but she blows up a few of his fingers. Wow. Both women got to the basement as the killer breaks in. Laurie tries to shoot him from under the floor, but it doesn't work. She goes upstairs, finding him behind a dummy Laurie uses to practice her shooting. Michael gets the upper hand, stabbing her and throwing the woman from the balcony. At the same time, Allison arrives at the place. That's enough to distract the killer and to recreate in a different way the classic opening scene from the second installment, as when Michael looks again at the yard, Laurie's gun. Oh my god! Does she have some kind of superpower? Karen and Allison hide together in the basement, but they are discovered by Michael. At first, Karen is crying and calling her mom, but
It's a trap!
Gotcha.
Laurie attacks from behind, so the three women do their part to keep Michael in basement. Why? Well, because
It's a trap!
now trapped, the whole thing starts catching on fire, but you're probably thinking, what if Michael wasn't in the basement? Well, don't worry, because the whole place...
It's a trap!
Whoa! The three survivors leave the house, but the killer is still alive. They should have stayed there and, you know, like, just try to kill him for good. How do I know? Well, because there is a sequel. Also, a shot from inside the house shows the basement is empty, so yeah, I guess, yeah, just as always, you know? Yeah, he's still alive. And that's about it. It was honestly a lot better than what I was expecting. So, I really liked it. Well, once again, remember to subscribe if you like this video and give us a thumbs up and share with your friends if you really like this video. Anyway, I am David, have a good day and see you soon. Bye.